on Queen City Supers. The three of you were accepted into the Hero Institute. You arrived for your first day, met the Phoenix outside. He gave Glider a coffee. Glider nearly squeezed herself out of existence. She was so fangirling so hard. Marcus was slightly embarrassed. And then you went inside. Immediately met a bully, an impossible future rival named Hubris. Does not like to be called Achilles Jr. Scarlet Sentinel had to drag her two Chaos Gremlins out of that conversation because apparently neither of them realized how bad that was about to get. He was about to have to give y'all a beat down to assert dominance. He was not happy about the fact that you were still talking to him.
On the first day.
There's still time. It's still the first day. So after that, y'all did some very boring paperwork. Got a tour with Jenna O'Malley, who you later figured out is Molly Mallett's sister. I'm thinking probably younger sister by a couple years. Also got to meet Vector Kane, who was not particularly talkative, but he is a hero who discovered he was invincible when he was in a war and survived several things that he probably shouldn't have if he hadn't been a super. So that has influenced the style of his hero outfit. You got to meet your mentors, Gulfstream, Captain Formidable, and Sister Cinnamon. 3 wildly different heroes. Just incredibly different. I fully did not expect to have a nun-themed superhero show up in this, especially not one that has very fine control of telekinesis. But I'm rolling with it. So, you met your mentors, had your initial tests to see where your powers are at. Glider had a bit of a rough start, but eventually you were able to impress Gulfstream somewhat. Gulfstream is also very laid back and always dresses like a beach hippie. Captain Formidable tested the Scarlet Sentinel's strength and was very impressed, and then y'all ended up having a sparring match where you impressed her further. So Scarlet Sentinel's now very excited about being part of the Hero Institute when I think you spent at least the first half of that visit wishing you were here for any other reason.
Yeah.
Just wishing you could be there as Madigan.
Pretty much.
And Marcus got put through the ringer when it comes to telekinetic challenges. Had a moment where you were about to let it slip, but then you tapped into that other side and were able to pull through, and later when you were unwinding, spelled a very nice thank you in the air using your telekinesis and an assortment of dining utensils, which finally got some semblance of Sister Cinnamon being impressed. And you got more of the lowdown on what to expect. You're pretty much free to do whatever you want for the rest of the day. You'll get your classes and other information tomorrow once they're done sort of analyzing where your abilities are at right now, and your mentors will go through basically current classes and workshops and possible assignments available to figure out what is best suited for your abilities. And I'll say after a certain point, Jenna does leave you be. I'm gonna leave y'all to do whatever you want, but if you need anything or have any questions, you can get a hold of me pointing at the wristband, which you can communicate with just about anyone. Well, just about any of the faculty in the Hero Institute. So you have a way to reach her if you have any questions, and I'll say Vector also kind of fades into the crowd unless y'all want to do something, because you're in a common area getting refueled after a quite impressive workout for all of you.
I'm assuming since this is basically a very fancy gym that there's like showers, so we're not we don't have to be disgusting.
Yeah, places you can go shower. They also have things set up so for people who are more particular about protecting their identity.
Oh yeah.
So I think we're just, we did that, and we did the first half of the day, and we're just in the, like, common area, which probably has, like, a ping pong table and chairs.
They have a variety of different little social areas. They've probably got one wall that's just got a bunch of different, like, multiplayer video games. So if you want to hang out and play with friends, there's quiet areas where just if you happen to be walking around, you'll notice suddenly the noise dims significantly, even though it's probably not particularly loud in here. Because it's not overly crowded, but there are a variety of heroes milling about.
Gladys just like, so how was y'all's training? How was the training? Isn't this place great? How was it? Mine was so fun. I got to see the treadmill that every single speedster's on. I didn't really get to use it for long, but I got to see it, and wow, yeah, this place is great.
Yeah, your back still hurts. You can feel the bruise.
I'm so sore. I haven't been this sore in so long. I'm still insecure. I still have that condition.
Oh, geez, yeah.
Yeah, you are still insecure. Until you do something reckless and foolhardy.
I think overall, pretty good in terms of training. I learned a lot about manipulating a lot of small things, which is good because you can do a lot of damage with something small and fast, just like you can with something big and heavy. But Sister Cinnamon doesn't really like do breaks until like you earn it. So I've kind of been nursing like the worst headache for a bit.
Oh, no.
But I'm good. I got some caffeine. Not the speedster caffeine because I'm pretty sure I would like melt.
Your heart will explode.
I was gonna say like it's just telekinesis. I don't have like a super heart that I know of.
There's one of the older like instructors walking by, and as you say, they just kind of get this far off, vaguely horrified look as they're remembering something, and they just look to see what the coffee cup you're drinking out of is. It's like, okay, good, and it just keeps walking. Because the speedster coffee comes in like specially labeled cups to prevent.
Oh, it's like a safety, like it's in a bright orange.
Yeah.
Like don't.
Caution, speedsters only.
Yeah, there's a couple other brews that are designed for specific power sets that are very carefully labeled, and then there's just general coffee. Which it's just the general coffee still nice coffee.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. I don't think your heart will explode. It's just don't drink it.
I wasn't going to. I think regular tea will help with the headache, but I guess we're free to kind of roam. But I mean, did anything important happen that, as a team we should share our findings?
No.
Nothing that I've seen. I literally just spent the last couple of hours getting my butt kicked, and it was great. I did not expect to actually have enjoyed myself.
I will remind you, you dodged all of her blows.
I did, but not for lack of trying.
True.
My butt was still kicked because I am actually quite exhausted and sore.
That's great. That's so great. It sounds like you both did really well and had good times. That's good.
I got my butt kicked. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. It was hard. It was definitely hard won.
Oh yeah.
Are you worried that you didn't do good enough on your first day? It's like your first day.
No, yeah.
Everyone makes mistakes, everyone trips, everyone stumbles.
No, it's fine. It was really nice to just run, as fast as you can. And there's not a lot of spaces you can do that. And they've got these specialized floors. And like I said, I got to see the treadmill. and I'm just excited. I'm excited for what we can do. And I don't know, do you guys want to sit in on a lecture? And I'm like, I look like so, like I just said, do you guys want to go to Disneyland?
I stop. I'm like, you said it like it was really exciting, and I agree with you. But I think it's like a different kind of exciting that what you're putting down.
Yeah. Maybe a shower first.
Oh yeah, no,
I am dripping sweat.
You would think moving stuff.
I thought this was like after y'all showered.
We've showered.
Okay, then we're showered.
There's post shower. The cannon has been set.
Perfect.
Or we could just wander around, take in all the different levels, or I don't know. And I'm like looking through the pamphlets because I definitely took like one of all the pamphlets.
For every kind of power, including their sunlight. That's not a superpower.
Like every track.
It says here there's a taco summoning seminar. It's completely booked. How many people are summoning tacos?
Well, it's about to be 3 more, eventually.
If you were able to summon tacos, why would you not want to summon tacos?
That's true. I imagine it's a real party in there. No wonder it books up. It's free food.
Is that why that one taco stand went under?
Their tacos kept vanishing.
It's the emergence of like 5 different taco summoning superheroes, and one of them wasn't summoning. He was just pulling tacos that already existed from other places.
So summoning implies you're pulling it from somewhere else. I think you're thinking conjuring is when you make it appear from nothing.
Oh, there we go.
So it was
yeah.
5 different heroes that were stealing from 5 different taco places across Canada, and they all went out of business.
They're just spending a fortune on lettuce, tomatoes, meat, whatever, cheese, shells.
Given that, it would make sense there's a seminar on how to better control those powers so we don't create another like nightmarish taco drought that like plagued this town for 6 months.
It did.
Not a taco drought!
It got so bad that there was the appearance of this like floating head would start to haunt people who abuse the power too much. It just says tacos as it follows them.
Dun, dun, dun.
That's fantastic. I love disembodied
Because I
taco.
can't not have a Crow Brain reference. I'm just not doing the voice.
Yeah. So no taco seminar. Oh, there's it looks like there's like a rescuing like 101.
Ooh.
I could go for that. I feel like we did a pretty good job during our entrance exam, but I don't know, like we might have to do rescues in like wider range situations or have to work with more than just us 3. So it'd be good to, get our feet wet a little.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Couldn't hurt.
Are you reading my notes, Ian?
What? You asked us about this earlier, and I was like, I will, in fiction, provide the bridge we need to get the thing that I was in. I'm collaborating in my storytelling.
Exactly. I was just gonna like dangle a thing in front of y'all and then improv if you didn't choose it, but you already chose it.
Like I wasn't gonna force you to create an entire taco conjuring seminar. Like that was a bit.
No. Plus, you can't get into that one.
It's fully booked. That's why I said it was fully booked. I'm like, so even if we wanted to go, we couldn't.
But now she's got to make a taco summoning seminar.
Yeah.
Because it's out there and people will want to hear the taco summoning seminar.
Yeah, exactly. That's our spin-off of a spin-off, is all the taco themed superheroes stealing from each other. It's a heist game.
Mm-hmm.
Honey Heist, where one of the stats is tacos.
Just thought instead of Honey Heist, it's Blades in the Dark, so it's like way more in-depth than it needs to be.
Amazing.
I was like, how wildly is this going to go off track? Apparently not as much as I thought it was going to like 2 minutes ago.
No, because you were like, oh, you can do like a seminar. I was like, oh, that's perfect. I would love to do that. That is good for a trope superhero story like thing where you learn about rescuing people well.
Yeah. So are y'all going to go to the little rescuing 101?
Yeah.
One-on-one. I can words. So, after you clean up or you've been snacking, maybe take some coffee with you to go. or something, whatever you're drinking, to go, because hydrating is also important. And you follow the directions to where they have a list. It's more of a seminar than a class. They kind of like, do off and on different topics with different focuses. So there's probably about 20 or 30 people in here. Do you think you guys arrived late or early or right on time?
Because we have the pamphlet, so we know when it was, so I don't think we'd go if we were going to be really late.
Yeah.
Probably like a minute or two early.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Slipping in right before it starts, you have just enough time to
Sit down.
find some seats.
The Hero Institute, does this have, like, rolling admission? Like, so it's not like this is everyone's first day?
Yeah,
Like, quarterly. Oh, yeah, I've been applying quarterly. They have quarterly admissions. So, I've been applying quarterly for a lot of quarters.
Yeah, so it's a quarterly application period, but they stagger sometimes the admissions just so they can make sure that they have enough mentors and, you know, make sure they don't overbook certain programs, make sure everyone can get the level of instruction that they need to be the best hero they can be. Because gotta have a little bit of a cheesy corporate slogan. Just gotta. It's a superhero thing. They gotta have the branding.
Glider's definitely already wearing the complimentary Hero Institute t-shirt that they, like, gave us in the tote bag when we got here.
Wearing it over your speed suit.
Yeah.
Oh, that's perfect.
Yeah, so you go in, get settled, person comes up, not me realizing I forgot to name this person.
Are they a superhero?
Yeah, I'll say it's not semi-retired, but also not super well-known. Mid-tier level hero. And his hero name is Makeshift.
Ooh.
And his costume looks like different pieces put together. Because what's cool about his powers is he can copy and combine based on who's around him. Like, he can pull from other people's powers. Doing so without interfering with their powers is tricky. Can only handle so many at once, but... And he is up at the front, and the current PowerPoint slide says, "Great rescues of the recent past." And as he stands up, alright, welcome in. Looks like that's all we're going to be getting today. Good turnout. So, since we have a small group, why don't we take a minute, go around and introduce yourselves. Here's your name, your ability, and 3 interesting things about you.
Madigan, is panicked.
Did you say 3 interesting things?
Yes.
Or an interesting thing?
3.
That's too many things. Oh no. Okay.
Yeah, so I imagine y'all are sitting in the back, so it's a minute before it gets to you. Some of the heroes, you've heard them mentioned, briefly in news reports. They're, at least locally, they're starting to make a name for themselves. Probably not as much on the grand scale. Haven't quite pulled off anything like y'all did with the Fumigator, but they've done some pretty impressive things, so... Madigan has an uncomfortably long period of time to panic, come up with 3 interesting things that will find out who she is.
Gee, who does that remind you of?
So, you'll decide when it gets to your group who goes first.
As we all furiously think of interesting things.
I was gonna say.
It doesn't have to be big fancy things. It could be I once went here, or I saw this.
Marcus is gonna try to do an interesting fact that isn't my dad is superhero, and the only thing that he can manage to think of is, I was one of the first people to try Phoenix Flakes. Popular breakfast cereal brand, now defunct. I guess it wasn't that popular.
Yeah, a couple people just like, ew. With your Phoenix Flakes. And there are a couple like gasps of surprise when you introduce that you're Kid Phoenix.
It might have been my fault because they offered some other better flavors, but I chose the flavor that they went with.
Makeshift asks, if you don't mind me asking, how old were you at the time?
Oh god. It's like 8.
That's fair.
It was like a whole thing. I thought chocolate and spicy worked pretty well, but maybe not for a breakfast cereal.
You're right, it does work well in other things. That cereal was bad.
Yeah, just like... Look, you really put me on the spot with the interesting facts here. I thought we were
Sorry.
going to rescue stuff. I get like really like self-conscious about the cereal all of a sudden.
What are your other 2 interesting things?
Oh god, I have to do 2 more.
It's a chance to like establish some things about your character, so I'm gonna make everyone do
Marcus
it.
just pales.
I own several fireproof leather jackets.
I will say, he's not the one that said that. That was me.
Oh, okay.
That was not makeshift.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, there's 2 more. Yeah, no, I own several fireproof leather jackets. One time, I saw a whole pack of dinosaurs during a fight. That was cool. They all had feathers, like they're supposed to.
That is cool. That is
Yeah.
interesting.
Neat. I heard about that fight. That was cool.
Yeah.
Wish I could have seen that. Alright, who's next? Camera pans to Glider.
Hi. Glider almost says her real name. It's like, my name is I'm Glider. I'm Glider. Really excited to be here. I am a speedster. And let's see. So many facts. I was born in Michigan. I know. Big cities. Before we moved here when I was younger. And the year we moved here, I was 11 and I actually won the Queen City's Superhero Festival t-shirt design competition. So if you had the one with like the cute little rainbow colored octopus on it, like I drew that. So I'm pretty proud of that. And one summer when we still lived in the United States, my family and I followed around the band Green Space on their entire spring summer tour, and we went to every single concert. It took 3 months. We lived in a camper.
That's impressive, he says, just completely glossing over. People could easily find out who you are with that information.
It's all my personal Listen. And I'm just like beaming, like I didn't even think of any of that. Just interesting facts.
Yeah, you're probably not the only one that got a little overexcited or a little overshared. It was a little bit too specific. But then the last person is Madigan. And you are?
Scarlet Sentinel. My skills are extreme strength, as well as I'm essentially a sponge for technology.
Alright.
I'm very, very good with computers. 3 things. I have a motorcycle. Marcus is like, ooh, wait,
I was like,
know that.
I
I've
knew
been
that.
on it.
Yeah, I was like, I've been on that
We
motorcycle.
both know that, but we're like, that's so cool. It's so interesting.
As the goober who like throws himself around with telekinesis to get places, yeah, he's gonna think a motorcycle's cool.
I'm sitting here for a second and I'm like, should I get my driver's license? I haven't even thought about that. Make a note. Note to self.
Before Madigan answers the next 2, she looks at Glider. You don't need one in this city.
Well, I was.
I can just see it on your face. I have a cat,
You have a cat?
and I prefer computers over most people.
What's your cat's name?
Dagda. Dagda.
I thought you said Dig Dug.
I was like, yeah, no, I was thinking Dig Dug, and I was like, that's a great cat
That's
name.
a great cat name.
Classic.
You have been listening to Queen City Supers, a graveyard tape side story using the game Masks. Masks: A New Generation is a superhero role-playing game in which a team of young heroes fights villains, saves lives, and tries to figure out who they are. Featuring Caitlin as Madigan, aka Scarlet Sentinel, the Janus. Jess as Bethany Bertolucci, aka Glider, the Beacon. Ian as Marcus, aka Kid Phoenix, the Doomed. And Brianna Jean as the Keeper and Producer.